thing that you'll want to do. Now, something else is taking place in our country. You know, the President of the United States tweeted, and he compared this to what's going on with him. He compared it to McCarthyism. And right away, all the McCarthy experts said, it's not McCarthyism, because after all, he was right sometimes, too, which he was. Well, it's not McCarthyism. I mean, after all, we haven't heard Mueller say a single word making accurate. It's not. I'm starting to wonder if reporters are stupid by birth or training. I really am. We all know what the president means. He means there is this outrageous, prolonged, broad investigation filled with accusations. And I'll give you another example of it. The House Committee on Oversight and Reform, the Democrats, issued a press release. Top Democrats seek information on John Bolton's security clearance after revelation that he worked with Russian citizen now exposed as spy. Russian citizen now exposed as spy. Now, these same Democrats on this committee want nothing to do with Fusion GPS. They don't want to hear from Mark Elias, the lawyer who washed the money from his law firm into Fusion GPS. They don't want to hear from Christopher Steele, the British ex-spy, who was the go-between with the Kremlin, allegedly. They don't want to hear from Hillary Clinton and the money her campaign poured into all this. They don't want to hear from the DNC and the money that organization poured into all this. They didn't want to hear from Peter Strzok. They tried to undermine that hearing. They came to Comey's defense after hating Comey, blaming him for costing them the election, but now they want to use him to try and impeach the president. They don't want to hear from any of these people. But John Bolton, they're concerned about John Bolton. You see, John Bolton may be a sellout to the Russians, ladies and gentlemen. Hardcore, Reaganite, hawk John Bolton, who the Russians hate, who the Chinese hate, who the Iranians hate, who the North Koreans hate, who the liberal Democrats hate, but I repeat myself, all of them. Now, John Bolton is suspect. That is what is meant when the president says McCarthyism. But it's more like Stalinism. Today, Elijah Cummings, the ranking member of the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, and by the way, this is what you can expect if they take the majority in the House. They won't just be issuing press releases, they'll be issuing subpoenas. They'll be shutting down the investigation that Nunes has led and the others and replacing it with this. But Mark, the president doesn't fear any of this. The president is concerned about this. There's no question about it. I am, aren't you? Today, Representative Elijah Cummings, the ranking member of the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, and Representative Stephen F. Lynch, the ranking member of the Subcommittee on National Security, sent a letter to White House Chief of Staff John Kelly requesting documents relating to whether National Security Advisor John Bolton reported his previous work with Maria Butina, a Russian citizen now exposed as a spy. Can you imagine every one of Trump's advisors, staffers, is going to go through this? This is what the president meant. We are writing regarding recent reports that National Security Advisor John Bolton, in his former capacity as a top official with the National Rifle Association, worked directly with a Russian citizen who has now been charged by federal prosecutors with infiltrating that organization and spying against the United States for years. You know this story? You know this story? So this woman, nobody knows she's Russian or anything else. She's running around NRA. And so they're going after the NRA, and they make it like John Bolton was working with a Russian spy. Oh. John Bolton? I think you're confusing him with Ted Kennedy, the late not so great. Given the alarming and unprecedented nature of these revelations and the high-level position of trust Mr. Bolton now holds, we request that you produce documents relating to whether Mr. Bolton reported his previous work with this alleged Russian spy on his security. So he bumps into this woman, or he works with this woman. Did you put her on your security clearance form? Is this a joke? It's not as if he voted for a communist for president or anything. The Oversight Committee has previously investigated widespread failures by the Trump White House to adequately vet top national security officials for their Russian contacts, including Bolton's predecessor, former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Poor Mike Flynn. What's been done to this man after decades of heroic service to this country, it just it makes me sick to my stomach what's been done to Michael Flynn. President Trump failed to suspend Flynn's security clearance for several weeks after this is what you're going to get, this kind of superficial left-wing attack machine. And let me tell you something. They are better at the Republicans at this. You're not going to see the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Mark Warner, admonishing Adam Schiff, the new chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Should that happen, they'll all be working in sync. And think about what I just said. The person who's lined up on the Democrat side to head the House Intelligence Committee is Adam Schiff. If that doesn't get you off your butt to vote, I don't know what will. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.